Thank you, Presiding Officer. Modern United States, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Brazil only exist as they do today because of migration, albeit imposed migration that failed to adequately respect the rights of indigenous peoples. My great-great-grandfather Archibald Stuart left Stirling in 1852 to cross the Atlantic. Now I have some 400 or so living relatives in North America, more than I have anywhere else in the world. I have a substantial number of relatives in Australia. There's nothing uncommon about that story. It will be true for many of us here. Modern migration, of course, is of a rather different character. Much of it is coming towards us in response to our economic needs and the economic needs of the migrants. In my constituency in particular, we probably have seen 3,000 to 4,000 people come to the area in recent years, because we need people to fill the vacancies in many of our important industries. Unemployment is less of an issue in my area than elsewhere. Some of the problems associated with migration were immediately manifest in the early stages, when single men came, and that created social pressures and opportunities for many of the unattached young ladies in Peterhead, Fraserburgh and other fishing communities. But now the pattern has changed, and it's important that the immigration system does not create barriers that prevent whole families coming. Because when whole families, when couples come, that is a much more stable form of immigration that is helpful both to the receiving communities, such as my own and elsewhere in Scotland, and to those who come to live and work with us. Now, there's some surprising side effects to all of this. I visited the Central School in Peterhead, the P6 class, a couple of years ago. 14 children in that class, 8 of them native Doric speakers, as is the case in the north-east of Scotland, and 6 of them native Latvian speakers, because for some reason the Latvians all seem to come to my constituency. Now, of course, the accommodation the children had found was they taught each other the other language, so they were all bilingual, and they spoke a hybrid Latvian-Doric language. The genuine difficulty, however, was the teacher had been no part of this process and was having substantial difficulty understanding what the kids were talking about. I found it hugely amusing, I have to say, and they tried to teach me a little of their new Lat-Doric language. They utterly failed to do so. I'm not much of a linguist. One of the things we will all meet from time to time is people who will make remarks about immigrants. I always respond very simply. If we send everybody home to the point of origin, what do we do with the 40 million Scots that we have to take back to Scotland? Immigration is part of the modern world, and it contributes to many of our areas. In my area, 10 years ago, we had 1/4 the number of dentists per head of population that Edinburgh did. Many of my constituents travelled to countries in Europe to get dentistry. You could not even get private dentistry facilities. Now we have lots of Polish dentists, and we have a stable dentist system. One example of the benefits. And of course, the Poles have been coming in waves of immigration. When I was a Boy Scout, my patrol leader was Zbigniew Klement Skrzycki. You can guess where he came from. I'm delighted that Ban Ki-moon has given an excellent statement supporting International Migrants' Day. I'm delighted we're having this debate, and I thank all those who've made it possible. Presiding Officer.